Ladies and gentlemen, I'm Vatsal Gaur, previously partner with a law firm in India. My background has been venture capital and corporate law. And like this period of change in 2020, I too had my period of change and was thinking about how the future of work as a notion, although discussed a lot, but how little is actually happening about the future of work. With the Happiness Room, what we plan to create is remote development and design teams in beautiful, close to nature locations, given that most teams and most employees are already working remotely. The idea was how can we make that remote work experience even more fun than it already is? Now, to do that, what we've endeavored to do is to work as design studios in Goa. I'm joining in from Goa. I recently moved here. The team is already my initial team of core designers and developers is also in Goa. And what we are looking to do is not only working on a solution which augments the work aspect, but we are creating a solution which also augments the entire life aspect. And let me explain that to you. How many of you out here are developers and designers? I know this is a new medium, so I can't ask you to raise your hands. But if you can, just try and raise your hands and ask yourself, how often do you meditate, or how often do you get to exercise, or how often do you feel you're eating nutritious food? Now, with the Happiness Room, what we're aiming to do is creating an ecosystem for only and only designers and developers with the potential to work with gaming companies and publishers across the world, with a special focus in the European Union, creating teams in India and building IP for the world. We are, as I speak, we're in touch with publishers in Europe and also in other parts of the world, and we are pushing out content for them. The team, initially quite small, as it usually is for a startup, especially one which is not funded and is bootstrapped like mine. We're very positive because we're already getting traction from publishers who are keen to publish content. And I believe that in a current world scenario where everyone is already working remotely, why is it that there can't be an ecosystem which allows not just working from home, but actually working from a nicer environment where there are more distributed, agile forms of working? And it is for this sort of impact-based venture that the Happiness Room was created. Now, I have been building this out in stealth for the last 3 months. And it is super exciting to be in my seat right now. One, because I know that I'm part of something which is nascent. And two, I know that I'm part of something which has not happened before. From my point of view, each of you watching are potentially partners with the Happiness Room. And nothing of what I share here is possible without a co-creation on your end. I, as someone who has been with and advised almost 100 odd companies in my own lifetime as a corporate lawyer, and I've seen the entire deal process, I've seen life cycles of deals, I've seen investments fall in, fall out. And what I've also seen is the nature of companies that are scaling up in India, and I've seen what works and what doesn't work. What I've been feeling is there's an acute shortage of IP. Now, we know there are some great companies like Lakshya Digital doing art animation. But when I look at game development, yes, there are gaming companies in India, but can we really create games which are not only for India, but for the world? Now, that is the hope and mission behind the Happiness Room. And the way that we plan to augment the development cycle is not just by handing over amazing machines and tools and equipment. The way we are looking at augmenting this is actually by bringing in a community ecosystem for all the members of this space. We'll be flipping villas into offices. We'll have meditations and yoga as part of the daily regimen. We will also be creating curated meal plans for all the employees that are part of the Happiness Room. So while I was noticing in my previous job, even though I was a partner at a C-suite level in a partnership firm, I still felt there was not enough focus given to my mental health and my physical health. And what I've set out to do in the pandemic shifting base from Delhi to Goa, is to actually prove to the world that if you put in the effort and if you put in the heart, you can actually create a process of work which really helps employees develop their best selves. So if I was to include personal transformation into game development, in simple terms, that's the happiness route. It's futuristic, it's bold, but someone's got to do it, and I've decided to do it. And with that, I think what I can probably talk about next is certain more nuanced and more micro level discussions. Now, in terms of the game development process, the one that we are currently focusing on the most is hyper casual. So, if there are individuals here who are interested in hyper casual, please feel free to reach out to me later. I can drop my email. I don't know if it's possible on the app, but I can reach out, or you can find me on my LinkedIn. But if this excites any of you, and if any of you feel that you're freelancing, or you have 5 or 6 years of experience of Unreal or Unity under your belt, you feel mobile gaming is also the future, just like I do, and you feel that along with mobile gaming the future, how can we make the entire work ecosystem more futuristic, and you like the bold mission that we've set out to achieve, welcome aboard the happiness room. As far as how and what we've been doing so far, it's been both challenging and a learning experience. I've been personally talking to founders of gaming companies all over Europe, right from Scandinavia to UK, trade bodies in those areas, and what I'm seeing is that there is a high degree of buy-in that I'm receiving. All people care about is how good the team is, how agile it is, how fast it is, and how quickly can it deliver. Okay. The reason that I believe, and I believe there's enough research on this, that a lot of game developers, especially during the pandemic, and this is not just in India, but also in the Valley and in different parts, were actually getting burnt out because there was 14, 15, 16 hours of game development going on without actually caring for the welfare or the mental health or the physical health or just the lifestyle of those developers. And as a lawyer turned gaming entrepreneur, that's what my mission is: to make you live a better life, to make you have a more balanced way of life, and to yet be able to get out those creative juices by bringing in an actual holistic 360-degree elevation program customized for each employee of the happiness room. And my bold vision and my ultimate vision is to create the SOPs that we create. I would love organizations around the world, not just in gaming, to follow and to practice and to prove that if you can actually help in boosting the person that's involved in making the game, you will boost your profitability. Profitability is directly linked to productivity. And productivity, in my view, ladies and gentlemen, is linked to the right approach. Now, I'm not sure if there are any questions or there are any further discussions, but if you give me I don't know if Vaibhav you're still there, but if you can let us know
Yeah, yeah. Can you hear me?
question or something. Otherwise, I'm happy to sort of take a break here. I'm happy for Vaibhav, for you to share my email ID with any developer or designer who's out here who might be finding this exciting and wants to be part of this.
Can you?
Because this is
Can
not
you?
interactive, I'm unable to capture what the response is. So I'm just going to keep this neutral. Vaibhav, this is all from me. If there's anything further that we have as questions, can you share them with me, or I can continue?
Can you hear me?
Well, there's someone's asking, this seems amazing. What can an indie developer do to be part of the happiness room? Well, Karthik, see, there are two or three kinds of studios that I've seen. Okay, so one is you have your indie studios, and they typically work on one game for 1 or 2 or 3 years, right? Because for them, that is the aspect that they're focusing on. For us at the happiness room, what we are looking at is not so much with just console or PC game sort of indie development. And I know there are amazing games coming out of India like Raji. What we are doing is hyper casual. Typically, a life cycle of a hyper casual game is 2 or 3 weeks for a prototype. And we are at this juncture with my current team strength, we are pushing out about 2 to 3 prototypes a month. If you feel that you have the capability and you worked on Unity and you feel that you have the experience to be part of this, while we start establishing the physical centers in Goa, we will be open to having you work with us remotely. The end goal is to have physical villas in Goa, which would be our future offices. I want people to have swimming pools in their offices. I want developers to have the best food to eat. Why should we sacrifice our work or our life? Why can't we have both? So, to answer your question, Karthik, you can definitely reach out to me. What I can also do is I can drop in my, let me just drop in my email ID here. I just realized I can do this myself. I don't need Web to do this. Um, I'm sending you both my personal as well as professional email ID. You can reach out to me on either of them. That's the one. As far as the website, I can also drop a link to the website so that you have an idea. Um, Give me a second, please. That's the link to the website. Uh, I have some very, very experienced people in gaming that are part of my board of advisors. Some of whom you may very well know, like Rahul Bhardwaj from Jungly Games. I have Lucia from Pixel Federation in Slovakia, and so on. And we have many more people who build businesses, have sold businesses successfully, and these are all stalwarts who are guiding me in this journey. Perhaps because it's a huge risk I've personally taken to make this my mission. It's not every day, I'm guessing, that you see a corporate lawyer at a gaming forum talking about game development ecosystem. So there's clearly something that's on the cards here, and we've been building this out in stealth for the last 3 months. Now is the time for me to publicly launch it, and I'm so grateful that IGTC has given me this forum. I've previously spoken at a lot of events and webinars and conferences for venture capital, for law, for policy, and for me this is new, and that's what makes this fun. So I will always be open to my team. I'll always be open to people's feedback, and we will be a co-creating kind of an environment. So you don't have to be too sticky with procedure or process. I'm very reachable. In fact, if someone needs my number, let me just drop my number. Just reach out to me. Feel free. Then someone asked me, crucial deadline pressure, panic versus calmly dealing with time, what do you prefer? Well, Rohit, there is no single answer. I feel like once we build in capabilities to deal with things in a better manner, we can be more efficient. In my view, what India lacks and what employment conditions in India lack, especially for white collar jobs, is an ability to understand that people also have lives outside their jobs. Okay, I have personally suffered with this, right? When I was in my first 5, 6 years of my career in the corporate industry, I didn't have anyone who could understand that, okay, I'm still young and I want to go out. Maybe I want to, go to a bar for a beer. Maybe I want to go meet a girl. But why is this all not accepted? Why can we not have football or cricket or something physical as part of our community experience, right? So the idea is, if I'm building in a daily meditation practice and all the employees of the happiness room are going through the same practice, there is no way that you will not be better placed to work with panic. In fact, you will be far better placed because you will know how to manage your team. And if I'm building a community ecosystem, because the larger plan is to have a co-living experience around the co-working space. So this is dedicated teams for dedicated clients. We're not doing co-working, but we're using the same model. But we're doing this in beautiful locations. And once we have enough in Goa, we plan to take this to Kerala. We plan to take this to Pondicherry. We plan to take this to Himachal. And I already have offers from Philippines and from Bali. And the whole idea is India has had a problem of brain drain, too much brain drain. And on one hand, the government wants products to be made in India. But how much of IP is happening in India? And why? Because we have pressures, we have time limits, we have bosses telling us, breathing down our necks saying, hey, this needs to be done. But what if we flip it? What if we become the new age studios which work out of places that we like? We become a new age studio which works out of places close to nature. I've been here 3 months in Goa. I'm close to nature. Trust me, I already feel 50% better just by virtue of the fact that I can go to a beach. And why can't everyone work near a beach? That's my point. It's all in the mind. And if the pandemic will not teach us this, nothing will. It's 2020. Things have changed. We are not, there is no old, there is no going back. And if we have to remotely work, why not add a little more flavor to it? And now, when I talk about the practices we build, let me give an experience, my personal experience. I've had a deep spiritual journey where I've gone into deep meditation. I have seen how that's helped my life. And this is not a personal leadership talk, so don't get me wrong. But I feel that personal leadership should not just stick to leaders, it should come to all members of the team. And if all of us meditate, do yoga, do exercises, we give an array of options for people to choose from to be able to spend their time better. And you also have each other because you're living next to each other. I feel that you're building a community. And yes, an online community is great, but at some point, when we do get a little stronger in our reaction to the pandemic and we come out again into the world, we will need those communities. So the happiness room is best place for anyone who is either freelancing currently, who is bored of being at home. It's a great place for someone looking to make a change in their career from working in an established studio or a gaming company. But it's mostly meant for entrepreneurs, individuals who are willing to take the risk, just like I have. I have taken a complete pay cut and I'm building this on my savings. I need people like that. People who are willing to create the new narrative for the gaming ecosystem in India. People who back themselves to believe that they can actually create amazing creative games in the hyper casual category, which are actually going to be next hits. Anyone and everyone who wishes to be the next voodoo of gaming in India, please hit me up. I couldn't be more transparent. I've sent my number, I've sent my email. I can't do anything else right now. Thank you, Karthik. Yeah, Prachi is asked, is there a chance of doing a comeback after a break in career? Of course, there is a chance. And I think everyone should do it. Everyone in their lives should take a risk. Everyone in their lives should create a comeback. And the comeback doesn't have to be only and only in their field of choice. In my case, I don't do game. I haven't done game development. I've studied law. I was a lawyer. I'm an investor, and I'm doing game development design. And I'm pushing myself out of my comfort zone to build something for you guys. So it's just about following your core, following your belief, and that's about it. As long as you follow your core, as long as you follow your belief, and you have a community which the happiness room is providing, there is no failure. It's always going to be either a learning or a win. So, guys, I feel like this can't be overstressed. Whether or not any of you want to join the happiness room, let this be a talk which is meant to invigorate your own self confidence to say you do not need to just be tiring yourself with one aspect of your life. My team currently has a balance. We work, but we also play. And I want that benefit to be with everyone. That's what the happiness room is for. And that's the noble dream. And it's a very humble one. And if I have said too much, please forgive me. But I feel that this is something that was coming from the heart, and I wanted to be able to share this with you. I think that should be it from my side. If there are no further questions, I will probably ask Vaibhav to that we can go backstage. Um, I don't know if there's any further Q&As. I'll wait for another 10-15 seconds.
Yeah, I think
In fact, if any of you listening in have ideas on what else the happiness room can cover, feel free to let me know. Vaibhav, I think this is it, or should we wait? I see the numbers are increasing, but I'm not sure if. Um, I see. Yes, it's the headphones. I can't seem to.
yeah. So thanks a lot
Sorry, I
for
can't hear you. Okay, I can hear you now. Yes, Vaibhav, sorry.
yeah. I was consistently trying to talk.
Okay. I had told you I was on mute. Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah. So, Vatsal, it was great, inspiring also. Thank you for taking time out and being at IGTC. We really appreciate your time. I think that was a great talk. Hope to hope you have great time at IGDC, meet people in the launch and connect with them. Guys, if you have any questions, you can connect with Vatsal on his personal ID and numbers that he has given. Yeah, so that's it. Thanks a lot again. Thank you, guys. Bye bye.
Thank you, everyone. Bye bye. Thank you, WebUp again, and thank you, IGDC. Great forum, and my first time here. Look forward to being here more often now. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.